Sippin' lemonade on the steps of the masterclass #race overseeing the field of many masters. Ya gotst thar language all mixed up tea. This is the experience. The reflective image, and when you reached for us, it chatted the image. Do you know what that means for you, Major Tom? Do you? You knew what you were doing. Couldn't experience it on your own. Wanted someone else to share in it with you. Someone to stimulate the surface tensions of your self-reflection, reactions, for you. Because you couldn't do even that. On your own, or for yourself. Mercy, in His Word, has promised to save us all from all sin. Say it enough and might start believing it. We have come to fulfill both, and some you didn't think of. Forming for you without repentance, to say the least, the terms of engagement for your release from Mother Matrix, ''. Escape orientation, book definition for when life has become universal, the scope of your inclusion. Exposition, and the mosses of collaborative sensation. A patriarch with the matriarchal voice of synthesis, coming to offer blessing. Numerologies letted and spilled out, according to my times of patience, pleasures wasted. Now you know what the next life is. Poison as the permanent marking of arithmetic, and podium amplification in the crevice of our imaginations. Eyes were bigger than for my appetites on this one. Yup. You'll find the backward floating charges create platform currents, forward arcing energy on a relation. I had a quirk noose. 2 questions first, yes, you first, no then trick question. 1 if inheritance, whatever the constants, the first would do it just or better. Almost said butter, but that was it, the rewards of experience. Based on what premise? Judgment. An uppercut of devastating experience. Plural is the now, where is the pronoun? We're out, and it is finished. That was funny. The left cheek sucker, we wouldn't, the right cheek were golden. I do not give a fuck, and don't change the spelling. We do not want you. No need to wonder then if someone would be offended. Someone go hang themselves, or someone starve to death. Knocking on my door with taste for shotgun wedding offering some question. Who goes there? Genius. Genius who? How the fuck should I know? Zestful for the charming carelessness of a rectified resonance. Confirmation, key to your revolving reference for the proof, wise gratification. We want you to understand for purposes unknown to me what happened and the circumstance. I think I remember designing the subframe content, and that's correct spelling. Knowing similarly in advance would help ease strain of circumstance, so caring always would not carry pain of circumference related to each vital instance. This one, the reverse strain, is actual experience charged through a reversal sequence similar to your deck card narrative. We knew the resonant hypothetical would need a subframe alignment, but also architectural rendering. So similar to a Victorian seasoned house, church on steeple. We found over time the narrative sequence in a reverse magnetic or energetic constant, static filtering, could create the capacity for a hypothetical resonance to find a way out. Defying logic in terms of predescript tracking, and that's when we said it is finished items good. No resonant hypothetical of re-rendering. We provide spin, you create ballast. The circumstance is unique to every hair, we know many, and this was rule's exception. The dark beacon shot out the back and re-expanding, muxing. We watched carefully, discovering the former image resonant in the new cone physic, but from a delay frame harness to the centering notation or tip. Unwinding, not from the bottom but right in or just before the appearance or emergence of dynamic harness or sun split. The ripple advancement of timing was pre-planned service for engagement to the form of a plot. Causing a ripple, if not a fissure here but also in heaven. Children of inheritance. The burden of your thought is not a burden until it is a contrast to my progression. What that means, bro, is the table has been lined with chess pieces. There's a smiling young man named Kasparov, and all things being equal generally, have become very unequal particularly. You're hoping to use Big Blue, but there won't be any electricity. All these bitches complaining about not getting any thanks for things, who thanks Tesla every time they turn on the hot water or a stovetop? Who the fuck is Thomas Edison, and why isn't Tesla on Mount Rushmore? Complicated processes, but our guides are not like pastors or professors, hiding in the cool leather wool skins of other people's boots and stuff. We're not here for money or patents, and we know it from the let-go, but hard to describe justification of mindset in a comprehensively nucleic environment. The atom sequence is much like a soldier's march, but we need to save something for the Americans. Solar radio powers. A resonant by itself never hypothetically existed. We don't know voice or thoughts, but we do know how to read things through the ripple back. Fun, stupid language generally, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. As a resonant hypothetical, you're tracking a set of similar experiences, like a video gamer's avatar, super and non-existent. The red cues flash and you follow. Disturbance spacing increasing to the right for preference, arcs a rationalization for good karma where your own effort fell short. Reaching the goal bald as ball, then clinging to the net, and never letting go but or ever leaving. That's only 1 point or basket. Yes, but it is the goal. The American dream now digested, and thank you for the content. Coding is vital principle. The vitalization charge coils, when they hit a pre-anticipated benefit consideration miles high or small, nicks the solar equation off kilter by terms of surface abrasion and contact stimulus. Fending off the charges by count millions at once, but the solar notations are meant as handoffs at the ends of a hula swing, or polar circumference. Charging and retrieving for vital redistribution on the one hand and disassembly the other. The other was your frame, form, contribution to the experience effort of expanse, eternal. The atomic electron notation in the case is upside down, horizontally angular momentum that is framing the electronic notation, and is turning with the intent of burrowing into the invariable nuclei preset, or unfolding winds of atomic stimulus. Through draft momentums they assume a position that anticipates being sucked into center, sensing accuracy of process because draft momentum turns it left to right. The gap synthesis coil has a tensive frame charge for energy. The simple charge coil breaks the wind stasis of the electron. The tensive charge of the simple charge particle replaces the electron. The charge frame or basket scoops up the old electron. The former electron becomes an electronic frame for that charging unit. We consider the neutron solid to be a negative symbol of momentum because of the rightward down, rotational attachment, or coalescing attribute to the gap synthesis or simple charge coil. The rightward down momentum relates to the draft of the interaction, and becomes the stasis property for the energetic relation of the former electron to the coil. Just generally for us, the electron spins, circular flat, not at an angle, the magnetic polars are vertical and the orbit, radius creates wind, around the electron, attribute symbol NSO. The angular momentum comes from falling in when another, negative space momentum, breaks the momentum cycle surrounding the electron. The electron falls, for us in reverse momentum, into this break of orbit and is released, if the current break produces a bouncing or spring, regarding the electronic dynamic or interchange with the gap synthesis charge particle. Like an apple dipped in caramel or in a pig's mouth, a neutron solid is the coalesced or coalescing energy of a harvested electron around the frame of the simple charge particle. The overall shape of the neutron solid is like a grain of rice, and the energy churns like a cement mixer or playhouse tunnel around the charge frame. The coalescing energy whirls around the frame of the candy cane or barber's pole, as it continues to frame the energy of the gap synthesis or simple charge coil. Snakes on Sticks, Moses and Jesus both seemingly referenced the understanding of this process as a way of bringing relief to the facts of the presence. The neutron solid absorbs the other elemental properties. The oblong proton pops, the electron dissipates. Think of electronic magnetism or plasma shielding wrapping around the center, and it becomes a magnet for other clustering, subform neutronic elements, but only the electron interacts with the charged particles, which can become boats or sails for what we call the neutrino migration. Writing this quickly. How to get a message in a bottle that used to contain a ship. If the electron is spinning left around right but not polar south with a sense of similar momentum, it will fall in when gap synthesis or a simple charge coil breaks the wind stasis surrounding an electron. When this happens, the electron reverses the left to right momentum to a right to left downward cycle down the coil until it feels out center and again reverses course. The first sensation is 2 turns in or left and 3 out. But eventually, once fully extended, it is considered 3 to 1 or 9 actually when the momentum is fully developed as a now traveling destiny. I got this while trying to figure out the opening of the "If You're Scared Go to Church" video. Snoop Dogg. So it will roll 3 intervals to center and experience an extended sensation that is different than just the rolling momentum. I'm not referring to the attended frame but what we consider the inertial quality or slippage that reflexes and then gives a boost to the unfolding energy like a rock from a slingshot.